Hello everyone and welcome to today's No FOMO Charts Stocks and Crypto TA live stream. It is Sunday, June 4th, 2023. It's almost 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had an interesting week last week with stocks and crypto. Let's go ahead and jump into the weekly watch list. Welcome everybody. This is a live stream where I go over stock charts, crypto charts, and requests. So if you have a request, go ahead and let me know in one of the live chats right now as soon as possible. The earlier, the better. So TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and we have a Twitter group as well. This week, we do not have that many earnings. The majority of earnings season is over. So we are having a few companies, Campbell Soup, DocuSign, Signet Jewelers, GameStop, FuelCell Energy, and NEO. GameStop for all the meme traders out there. Now, in terms of economic data releases, we're going to go into about a 2-week quiet, quote unquote, quiet period with the FOMC. They're going quiet for about 10 days before their June 13 to 14 policy meeting of the FOMC. This past weekend, we had OPEC JMMC meetings, which affected oil. We already have that gap up on oil. USA economic data, we have services PMI, consumer credit, unemployment claims, and wholesale inventories. So last week, the news, the big news this past weekend and last week for USA is the debt limit deal was finally signed by the House, the Senate, and finally President Biden. So what that means is the debt limit has been extended for 6 months and will be revisited in January 2024, I believe. So it has been extended. Now, also the FOMC begins their quiet period. Okay, actually, scratch that. The debt limit is extended until January 2025. So 1.5 years extension until 2025. Also, the FOMC begins their quiet period before June 13th to 14th policy meeting. The USA May jobs data last month was strong and showed that the US economy added 339,000 jobs in May. This is a problem for the inflation and interest rate policy because the FOMC, they need to see job cuts, but the fact that the US economy is adding jobs, that's going to, throw a wrench into their plans and their schedule. Apple's to reveal their mixed reality headset tomorrow at the Worldwide Developers Conference. Just want to point out that AI, you were hearing a lot about AI and generative AI. It's the current buzzword in the stock market. So any earnings call where we hear about AI, I mean, everyone's kind of buying that. It reminds me of the crypto and blockchain buzzword years ago, like 2017, 18, 19, where CEOs were just saying, we're going to integrate blockchain into our company, and then the stock would rally for a week. So we're kind of seeing that right now. And in my opinion, we need to see real products. Okay, OpenAI and ChatGPT is like the first real generative AI product for the masses. So, until I see something that I can use with my computer, as a consumer, it's just all talk at this point, right? Okay, next. This past meeting, Saudi Arabia announced their oil output production cuts. So that's why the oil price rallied. Atomic Wallet crypto was recently hacked, so watch out for that. Some users reported loss of their entire portfolios. Do want to remind people that cold wallet storage, offline storage is basically the safest way to store cryptos. Leaving coins in an online exchange or online wallet, they are susceptible to hackers and theft. Just pointing that out. USA House of Representatives also proposing the early draft of crypto trading regulations. So what I'm reading into that is interpreting as the SEC and CFTC, they want to control the alternative trading platforms of crypto. That is not a bill yet. It's just an early draft of that proposal, but we're starting to see how the future of crypto trading exchanges can shape up. All right. And so I do care about my viewers and the quality of my charts. So I'm starting to test this idea and give some stock chart potential setups up front earlier in the stream. So these are my 10 stock charts that I'm watching this week, especially. So we have SPY, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, Russell, Gold, Oil, TSLA, AT&T, ARK ETF, Coinbase, or ROKU. These last two are inside of ARK ETF, so these look very similar. It makes sense what they're trying to do over there. For the crypto charts, interesting week as well. I am starting to see a little bit of bullish momentum forming on many cryptocurrency charts. So hopefully we could get a leg up into June. The debt limit deal is signed, so we don't have to worry about that for 1.5 years till January 2025. So we have about 3-6 months to, as crypto bulls or traders, to really keep that price support holding those cryptos up so we can maintain this uptrend. For stocks as well, it's mixed. Some indexes are breaking out and some are at their trendline support, and we'll look at those shortly. So for today's stream, I'm going to try a different layout view. In the past, for all my streams, I've been zoomed in like 400% zoomed in. So now I'm going to try a triple pane chart just to make the stream try to go a little faster and to get a more comprehensive overview. I will be zooming in and out of the charts like this as such, but if you can't see something, just let me know in the live chat. If you have a question and if you can't see, just let me know. All right, so we're going to start off with SPY here. Now, SPY, do want to point out the top is the daily chart. You can see 1D, barely you can see it. Daily chart. This bottom left is a weekly chart, and the bottom right is a monthly chart. Okay, so I'm looking at a daily, I'm looking at a weekly, and then I'm looking at a monthly on the bottom right. So daily, weekly, monthly for everything we're going to look at today. So S&P 500, what's going on right here? If we draw this trend line, okay, we can see that we're holding this higher low. Now there's also this ascending triangle trend line. It's starting to get a little bit messy, but you can see this is what we're talking about. We zoom in real big on the daily. Here, we have this ascending triangle, essentially, that broke out to the upside. We had the retest and the rally. So this is good. This is very good. If we could keep this uptrend, we do have a golden cross that occurred on April 1st, basically. And we've been riding these uptrends to the upside. And we had this MACD histogram and MACD RSI momentum and kind of reversal to the upside, which is good. Okay, so we had this breakout. Now the measured move, conservative measured move of the inside is about 9%. So we should be able to hit 450 if everything is good. And also the big target, probably years from now or a year from now, might be 20%, which is $500 on the S&P 500 all-time highs. Now, what I want to bring that view back in is you can see we're starting to uptrend, right? We also broke out of the ascending triangle on the weekly here. I'm going to zoom in on the weekly chart right now. And if that continues to go bull and we don't see any shooting star or anything, I mean, we have plenty of room to maintain this uptrend to the upside. That's why I like this. I like this. Okay. As well, if we look at monthly from an investor time point, we did have an upside down head and shoulders here. I've been talking about this for months now. 15% to the upside should take us to the all-time high of the S&P 500 of 2021. So if we survive, inflation is down, recession risk, hopefully that doesn't actually come to fruition for the USA. And if interest rates, we can keep raising it, but eventually they'll go down. The market is already pricing in a rally, and it is perpetuated by tech stocks as well. So we're going to watch out for that. So QQQ. Right now we're looking at the daily chart on the top pane, and you can see we had a massive breakout from some of these tech stocks. The weekly on the bottom left still tested. We broke out above this resistance right at 326. Okay, 326, we had that resistance. We also have this trend line support, very steep. It's almost going a little bit parabolic. That's why I'm being maybe just a little bit cautious here. Okay, let me draw the parabola. You can kind of see it on the chart. It's getting a little bit FOMO-like. But the fact is we have a golden cross, so this is to be expected. When I turned the EMAs on, we had the golden cross end of March. So that's a green light, basically. It was a green light. And now any support would be a potential entry for tech stocks. So yes, I watched some of my colleagues this past weekend, and if we look at the magnitude of these pullbacks, we haven't had that magnitude down pullback for 6 months. So obviously it really seems like the bottom of the market was June to October of last year, and that we're trying to maintain this next uptrend to the upside. We did break out the target. Long-term target should be 16% to the upside, which is our all-time high. How long will that take? It could take another 6 months. And the next time we pull back here, if we zoom in, the next time we pull back, if we can test one of we have a gap here. Let me bring up the gap indicator. By the way, this is free from TradingView, so you can see the gap clearly right here at 335. And maybe we hit this resistance. This is why I love the gaps tool. Not many people are looking at this, the red resistance right here. So wonderful free tool by TradingView. We just literally tapped that on Friday. So we're starting to see this go high, low, higher, high. Where's our higher low gonna establish? Maybe we need to stay above this 330 to 335 area. Okay, 330 to 335 area. Now, if we extend the parabola, I don't usually like to show this on stream, but you know, we can definitely see it maybe go up to 400 in the future, maybe even 405. Okay, for how steep this parabola is, but maybe it's going to take several months to get there. Now, on the RSI side, we are on the overbought range. Let me check out some of these. We're on a weekly chart now. No shooting star in sight or anything, but a little bit of a hanging man candle. Might not want to chase it so hard. If someone's trying to enter into tech right now, I'd recommend, just for educational wise, we always want to buy on a dip, on a pullback, right? You buy the top, and then if it reverses on you, it's just automatic red. So trying to buy on a low dip, wherever the next low dip is, might be that entry spot. Because for me, in my tech stocks, I'm actually trying to take some profit right now. I'm not trying to enter into any new positions for the most part. And we'll just check the monthly on this triple view. On the monthly, we do have this triple bottom, almost a double bottom here at the end of last year into a rally. This is good. You can also see the monthly has a very, very large MACD histogram to the upside. So this rally might not be over. Now let's go to Dow Jones. I know it's taking more time, but I believe this triple pane view, you get a more comprehensive understanding of what's going on instead of getting locked into one shorter term time frame. All right, now we're on the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, what I'm saying in my earlier notes is we are stuck at this resistance level. See if we can find on a gap. There is one all the way back here. And where is that? That's about $345 to $340. Marking on the charts for everyone to see. We did have this support from last time, 324, a market in the yellow on the bottom. So essentially we are consolidating inside of here, inside of this range. And what's the magnitude of that range? About 4%. Okay, I'm zoom in here. 4% now on this range. So until we break out 4 to 5%, until we break out above 345, it's really not an issue until it happens. And if we break down, which doesn't really look like it's going to happen, at least on today, that would bring us down to 308. So these are my two 5% targets, 357 and 307. On the downside, just putting up a quick Fibonacci from this low to high, we did bounce off that 50%, bounce up to 236. So if this is in a bull case, if this is a higher low, we should be able to break through and get our higher high. It's just taking some time. We've been consolidating here for so long. And some of the industrials and some of these stocks, have not really broken out. So until we break out from that ceiling, the weekly is just in a large consolidation, extended consolidation pattern. It is good that we're not seeing any shooting star or a huge bearish engulfing candle quite yet on the weekly, which is very good. I'm talking about maybe something like this candle, this red one, or this red one, or these set triple black crows or gap downs. We're not really getting that right now. We're seeing a little bit of more support on the downside. Support. Okay, let's move along here. I'll try to go faster. So gold, if we start on the daily, right, we are trapped here. It's right at support. It depends on how somebody draws this, right? If we draw very tightly on the closes, it's literally right at the support trend line for gold. So it's make or break for gold. Now, it would be interesting to see an inverse correlation, meaning that if the stock market goes up, then gold comes down. If stock market keeps going up, it would be interesting to see this break the low here. However, it's a support play, so longs might, if we start getting a double bottom or upside down head and shoulders, I could see this thing turning around in a bull case for gold in just several days. This almost looks like an upside down head and shoulders. If it is, that measured move to the upside would be about 2.3% to the upside. So 187.77 could be that upside target somewhere here. And the reverse is also true. If we lose that support to the bottom side, could easily drop down negative 2.5%. So here are my two targets on gold. Watching this support trend line very, very closely. Quick look at the weekly. Can see a little bit of almost like a dirty gravestone down here. But if this for the next week turns green on the upside, that can turn into a morning star pattern just like March 2023. So you kind of want to watch out for that. On the monthly, it is looking like a consolidation pattern. You just want to watch out. If we get 3 black crows start to show up, then I would just, if you're long, you got to stop out. But if you're short, you got to, sell, and then try to get in on that downward move. Silver, just briefly touch on this. Silver on the daily on the top side. It is also riding some kind of trend line, establish a level of support. And one second. And we're seeing this resistance. Okay. We had the double top up here, and now establishing higher lows. The same thing applies. Silver is not really riding that support trend line. So we could drop again down to 21.12, and then maybe the bulls will try to do this higher low. I just saw breaking news right now on CNBC that the oil prices are popping to the upside after Saudi Arabia pledges production cuts. That's making headlines right now, and Asia, Europe are going to react to it first before the USA does. So we'll get to that in the next chart. But for silver, just kind of watch this support level of 2078, and the same chart setup applies, meaning if there's upside down head and shoulders, you might go to the upside. If not, or we could get a higher low and then back to the upside, or we could break down and get a lower low, and that would be great for the shorts. So we're just kind of watching these two levels, about $22 and $20.84. We'll move on quickly. Just look at SLV on the weekly. We can also see just very quickly in the bottom left here that it is riding that support. So if we do happen to get a copy of that March 23 and we get a leg up, that'll let you know that we're going to get a bull move going on. The monthly not really showing us that much. Okay, let's go to USO. US oil, off of this news, this is a delayed chart, so I'm going to have to go to the futures chart. Futures chart, can I see? I have delayed futures right now, but this is why it's probably popping up to the upside. It gapped up 5% and sold off 2.5%, so this is the actual price as of the news right now. I do want to point out that there's a support level, see if we find any gaps, right above 67.15. Okay, we've tested that so many times. We also had this mini head and shoulders, little double bottom action in the past, and the head and shoulders inverse in the past as well. If we zoom way out, might have to go to a weekly chart for this and draw the trend line on the top side. Is you can see it did break out, pull back, and then we're retesting on the weekly 2 times, 3 times this area of $66 support. So perhaps it's some kind of short-term tradable bottom. And with the news, with the hammer candle as well, testing this support, maybe that's a relative low and we might see a retrace to the upside on oil. If we take our Fibonacci and go way back to 2020 lows, which might be a little bit too low, but let's just put it in there. The magnitude is a little bit skewed. We are hesitating on the 50%. So the obvious target is the 382 above, which at the current price, even after the pop, is still 11% to the upside. So that's that bullish target to the upside. We're stuck between 68 and 82. That's a large range. So just having the one more rally continuation for this week could be nice for US oil futures. Now we'll take a quick look at natural gas futures. NG1. Now we did have quite a nasty pullback in terms of the depth of that pullback down. I need to change this back to a daily chart on the top. There we go. So on natural gas futures, all I'm going to say here is we have a temporary support area. So as long as we don't lose the floor on the support below $2.10 on the NG1 futures chart, meaning this price action, I'm actually kind of confident in this because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth time we're in this zone. So if we can hold it, it might even turn into an upside down and shoulders type of psychological play. And I'm hoping to get more bullish upside. So we're gonna have to wait for this one. A lot of times, yes, it's kind of a descending triangle, so that's why it's not quite ready to explode to the upside in the price. Now, the range, though, is about 20%. So if we just look at risk to reward and set this up, okay. So it could be about 10% risk to about 20 to 40% reward on the top side here. This is why a lot of people are still looking at natural gas, just kind of waiting for some fundamental news to line up. There is still that -5 to -10% downside risks, and UNG natural gas futures are quite volatile, so I want to watch out for that. All right, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Okay, we can also see on the weekly chart. So because I'm an investor on UNG, so I'm interested in this on natural gas. You can see there's quite a bit of support level. It almost looks like a crypto at this point if you took the symbol name away. But it looks like a retrace deep below the 0.88. Yes, right at the 0.88. So from top to bottom, it was we're currently about -75% off. We did lose this massive uptrend. I'm on a weekly chart right now. We lost this massive trend line. That's why it's been shorted down to oblivion. We had the double top measure move, which was about -70% and we almost hit that target. Almost hit it. The algos tried to push it down and then it got bought up down there. So that's what I'm talking about. It could keep dropping, but this is something I have been keeping my eye on down here, UNG. Okay, let's take a quick look at the notes. It's going to get bright. All right. Blindingly bright notes. Let's take a look at Tesla. If you have requests again for anything on TradingView charts, just let me know. And we'll cover that today. So daily chart. This has been in the news for quite some time now. Daily chart. Let's bring my template back in. Can we get this higher low established? So starting on the daily of Tesla, this is this year, right? We draw this large trend line right on the top here. That can be considered our roof, one of our roof resistances on Tesla. And we could also draw a parallel channel, which is our resistance. So the upside target, we open a gap, we can see it. It's right here at 255, as well as the immediate short-term resistance about 230. And when I'm talking about high, low, we broke out of this little, it's actually a large symmetrical triangle. You can see it. Just broke out of it recently, like that. That's why people are excited about Tesla, because this measured move here is very large, 90%, 30%, so maybe 30 to 60%. So in terms of the breakout, it could go all the way up to 257. That's the first target. If we have a massive retrace to the upside, 60% target will be way up here at 318. So you never know. The bulls might really try to push this one to the upside. And the weekly as well, you could see it with the potential trend change. This is why people are getting excited. We were downtrending on Tesla for 1.5 years, hit this super low Morningstar pattern. I don't know if you can see that on the charts. Morningstar pattern right here. Pull back. We have another Morningstar pattern. That's why we're going to the upside. We're not seeing consolidation. We're not seeing dojis or shooting stars right now. We're seeing three white knights, right? Bull, 3 weeks in a row, basically. So always something you want to watch out for. Now, on the monthly, we are seeing this large MACD histogram momentum to the upside. On a monthly, it might be good to put up a Fibonacci. This is 2019 to the present. Where is this thing going? On Tesla, on the monthly, trying to break out. Right now, we hit that 618. That's why it's very desirable there. 618, almost 0.786 on a monthly. Very deep retrace, and then we're trying to bounce back from that right now. Now it's starting to look very messy on the charts, but I hope you get the general meaning. I need to move along here. Just point out on AT&T right now that, let me close up these indicators. AT&T, it is hitting its relative support level down here in the $15 to $14 range. So I'm just pointing that out to people that I'm not really a huge purveyor, and I don't like to push super oversold setups on people because usually those are crashing and those are very early in the setups. But I do want to point out here that just because it's at that triple bottom support, that's why I'm showing this here. It could very well keep getting shorted down to the downside, but there's some MACD histogram momentum building. And see if we could get some higher low action on this this weekly chart, the monthly chart as well. If we just get 1 month of green on here, then it might see a signal reversal, possibly 16% to the upside. Now, ARK Investments, Kathy Wood's ETF. Why I'm pointing this out is we might be seeing some kind of bottoming action in the market as a whole, but I do want to show that this is the pandemic low. And we've hit that level and also bounced off that level. Okay, so this horizontal support area. So if this is the bottom of the market, in terms of the ETF, or 6 months ago is the bottom of the market, I'm very interested in this pattern, because if it's upside down head and shoulders with a sideways neckline, that should be about 50% to the upside. And it could take several months to get there, 50 to 100% in terms of the full retracement. We put up a Fibonacci on this daily chart to the upside. You can see the 618 is $79 up here, and there's 3 targets on the way up. 1, 2, 3, maybe a 4th target as well. That's why if we can need to maintain this higher low above $35 here, you could see it more clearly on the weekly chart, right? This is the pandemic start in the X, the pandemic top in the circle, and then we crash down. And now at the arrow in point C, we're here now. So I was waiting for maybe a higher low. Higher low right here, above $35, and looks like we got it. So if we could just break above that resistance, might be good. Thanks for that follow. Now, it's important to note that I would recommend instead of just chasing this, just make sure double check what's actually inside the ETF, because I just checked it again before the stream. There's stocks like Tesla, Zoom, Coinbase, Roku. And so this might be that secret big money from other institutions and hedge funds like flowing into here. But why I'm showing the next chart, Coinbase, which is also in ARK ETF, it looks very similar on the chart. I've been talking about this. Other analysts have been finding this, talking about this on the weekly chart. Maybe we'll get upside down, head and shoulders to the upside, and that neckline. What's the measured move? 130% to the upside. So if Coinbase survives the regulations, I'm actually already long Coinbase off of this, and I'm hoping that this will actually manifest into a real price rally, and crypto should rally as well. So it's a little bit risky right now with all these crypto regulations, but I like this setup. This $40 to $32 obviously was the low, but it's been back tested 3 times. Hopefully we don't have a market collapse. And the MACD is open, looking like it's making upstairs looking patterns. So I'm just waiting for this thing to pop up to the upside on that weekly. The daily also, we have a little bit, I don't know if you can see this, but we have a little bit of a MACD histogram up cross. So I'm waiting for that one pop up on the investment side. And the monthly as well, it's very clear. Monthly potential upside down, head and shoulders. But another analyst could interpret this as just a consolidation, like going sideways type of pattern. But I'm a little bit bullish on this Coinbase stock. ROKU as well, because it's inside of ARK ETF. It looks almost the same. If we come down here to the weekly for an investment, I mean, this thing has crashed. Roku's not completely forgotten about. It's just very, very low price, right? We lost that uptrend. Almost looks like an oil chart for some strange reason. But the Fibonacci, it's below the 0.88 retrace, top to bottom. Roku stock was negative 90 to negative 87% off. So a rising tide raises all ships, just like Warren Buffett said in that old quote. So, you know, higher high, higher low. If this turns to upside down head and shoulders, or that downward trend line has been broken and retest, this thing might explode to the upside. So now we understand why some people are trying to bet on this stock that it's going to go back to $200. Basically, first target, second target is just clearly here. But the market needs to go up. Okay, these types of stocks, these are the laggard plays. NVIDIA is already 300% sky high, right? AMD is already, we just flip to it. NVIDIA is already in the clouds. Okay, I'll watch out for this. This is an old play. We already had the inverse head and shoulders. We went 60 and 120%, and we're done with this one. Literally at the target. Done with it for now. NVIDIA, I would caution people on the investment side. Watch out for this, because this is starting to get FOMO. This is parabolic. And when it gets too high, where else is it going to go except there's no buyers left? This thing's going to fall back down, maybe to 340, unless they can maintain the momentum. We need like every buyer to just keep buying. But if it doesn't happen, this could pull back down to parabola support about 350. So, you know, I've been talking about this for many months now. So that's why I don't talk about it anymore, because it's already up here. So, you know, I might be taking some profit here and wait for it to come down. If it turns into an evening star, then you must exit and then possibly even open a short. On AMD as well, we have this bullish piercing on the weekly. Somebody's taking some of their profit. Last time, I'm on a weekly chart in 2021, the end here, the nice rally, it went 122% in about 7-8 months. This rally went about 136%. And it looks like it was kind of at the top there in terms of investment, right? Just back testing that resistance. So one or two things are going to happen for a weekly. It's going to actually reverse and go to the upside on extended momentum continuation, or it's going to crash back down into $100 level. So it really depends on the rest of the market, right? Because it's been bouncing up, and then we have a huge rally off of earnings in a sympathy play. And if it doesn't get sustained to the upside, I'm expecting some kind of pullback. I'm not saying it's going down to $50 anymore, because there's no panic right now. It's just easy consolidation, easy normal. Business as usual. All of these EMA colored lines are the support on our downside. We have gap as well. Let's get the gap right here. Very large gap. So I remember one of my analyst colleagues saying it might actually just, because we have gap, those are supports and resistances. So it might just consolidating here for a while. Just get stuck up there unless there's bad news. So that's something to watch out for. RSI is cooling off as well. So it's kind of a day trader's play at this point. All right. How much time do I have? Well, I went over. Okay. So now I think let's go into crypto. Let me check the request now that we're in crypto land. Thanks for the follows, the likes. If you have any requests, just let me know now because I'm gonna end probably in less than 30 minutes. So if you have any requests at all, just let me know in the live chat because the live chat is delayed for me for some reason. All right, let's go to crypto. Let me clean up these charts. Bring up the layout. I do want to point out to people that if you have, I believe, at least a Pro Plus, or Premium account, you can create your own different pane layouts here. You could have like a single pane, a double. I have Premium account, so I can have up to 8 up here with dozens and dozens of indicators or whatever I need to see on the chart. So it's just, it really does help, but it's more of an intermediate advanced kind of layout. If you're starting out, if you're new here and you're like, I have no idea what this guy is talking about, just start on a single pane and start on the daily chart and look at like as much data as you can, right? If you zoom in too far, then there's no context. There's no way to say and you can't see. A trader cannot see, are we going up or down? Like what's the direction? It's like if you have a magnifying glass or microscope and you're looking at the ground or you're looking at the sky, there's no context of what are we looking at here. So you have to zoom out so you can see enough data and image and picture so you understand like, oh, we're going up, or oh, we're going down or sideways. So it makes sense to you. Okay, crypto total market cap. We're in the cryptocurrency space right here. Just want to say hello, welcome. We're streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch. We also have a Twitter group. And today I'm trying out a triple pane, triple view of daily, weekly, and monthly charts. That works on most, not all charts. You can see this little deviation error here, but it's because it's the gaps indicator. We'll turn that on or off. Now, what are we talking about? Crypto. The head and shoulders did not break to the downside. Why am I excited about this? This is good. We're right at the support level, okay, of the entire crypto market. For the most part, support level right now. That's what we're testing against. So the price cannot fall below, where is this number? 1.04 trillion, definitely not below 1 trillion because that would mean we're crashing, okay? So yes, it's consolidating, right? Did everyone read that TradingView article about the chart pattern? So I do want to stop here for a second because I love TradingView tools. So if you come in here, if you come to technicals and you come into patterns, there's all these patterns and there's all these candlestick pattern, price pattern and candlestick pattern. They have an article though that I believe they released about this that shows you kind of some of them. So it reminds me of this kind of picture. This consolidation to the downside might not be a permanent downtrend. This could just be one of these types of almost like a little flag play, and then it bounces to the upside. See that? So we could consolidate, touch that support, and maybe we're going to bounce up to the upside, up to 1.4 trillion here, but we need quite a significant amount of buyers. Okay, so the bull case is we hold this low, higher low, above 1.05 trillion and continue to just start to uptrend here. Let's say we already saw the top on some of these tech stocks, relative top, not the absolute, relative top. Crypto, we haven't seen that yet. We've seen it with like XRP and some other meme coins, but in terms of Bitcoin, Ethereum, it hasn't broken up to the upside yet. So we need to see that. The potential headwind is the regulations. If the SEC and CFTC regulations are too strict and crypto exchanges have trouble there, there's going to be big problems. That will probably precipitate the bearish case, right? It's very simple. You just draw one line, and then if it breaks down to the downside, you know we're getting downside continuation. On the weekly chart, it's very similar. There's nothing, unless we have a gigantic red candle this week or next week, there's a chance. I'm just saying there's a chance. And just like this large hammer candle here, it might go bearish for a week or half the week and then try to reverse back up to the upside. So we're literally getting ready. I'm expecting a fight here. I'm expecting a fight because the bulls do not want it to go down. Bears want it to go down. Bulls do not. So there will be a fight here on the level 2. Only thing is, on the weekly, there is one down tick of red. We just started the week. Okay. Why am I not getting extremely excited about this? Because on the weekly, we don't have a giant MACD momentum that's going to blast us to the upside. There is momentum on the daily. Okay. So on short term, right, there's double MACD histogram with a right here with the open MACD signal EMA cross, and we're going sideways on this price. So I'm expecting this thing to just pop up at least a little bit. Okay. Now, flipping to very, very long term, we do have this huge MACD histogram building, but this could take years to really come to fruition. And like I said last time, we do not want this evening star or this doji to be the final nail in the coffin of crypto rally. Okay, so we need to see the bulls buy right here. We need to negate this evening star pattern because this is an evening star pattern. Okay, so we have basically 1 month to prove it as crypto bulls or new buyers to come in, new money to come in and buy these crypto and altcoins so that we get the rally. If we don't get the rally, then it's actually in jeopardy long term. Okay, this could just reflect the government regulations, etc. That's the problem right now. So if we overcome that hurdle and it's actually not that bad and crypto exchanges survive, we should rally. Okay, that's a very long explanation, but it's very important to understand the big picture so that traders can move and make their moves within that framework. All right, so now let's go to Bitcoin futures. I like to look at this because sometimes you get some hidden support and resistance gaps. So bring up the gaps tool on the daily and voila, you can see that we do have some hidden gaps. What's the first one right up here? $35,000. The support level is just below our price right now, 26,000. We zoom in a little bit, turn this thing off. And connect again. Okay, Bitcoin itself is not actually at support on the futures chart. So kind of box that in right there. And it's still an upward channel, right? So it's going to be very similar price action. Where's the support level? Somewhere right here around 24,000 or 25,000. That's our low. Now if I rewind back a little bit, zoom into this MACD, I am seeing this MACD histogram building, and it just started to open green in the middle of this RSI. Where did that happen last time? Back here, December 2022. Very sharp V-shaped reversal here in March 2023. So I'm kind of expecting some kind of move here. It's not floating in the middle of in space. It's floating above EMA support right now. EMA support $25,000. EMA support. So stair step up, high, low, high, low. We're not going below that. Let us go high. Let's go. High, high, high. Bounce, bounce, bounce. We need the buyers to understand, defend 200 EMA support as a bull, break out, and then trigger the bots to buy, right? That's basically what happens in the market. So that's probably my upside target if we can hold this low. If there's some spectacular bad news, then we're going to lose this low and expecting a fall back down to $20,000 where you will see a very large fight between traders on the market of trading. Now, on the weekly chart, again, evening star, yes. Consolidation, maybe. Where have we seen this? It really reminds me of summer, late summer of the pandemic. I'm in 2020 on a weekly chart, monthly chart right now. Monthly chart 2020. Remember, what is this? That's an evening star too. But that next month we had green buyers and then huge green buyers. So maybe that could happen now. Maybe it could happen this year, right? Evening star pattern. But if we get some nice green buyers on all these big coins, I mean, we're gonna go up. So I'm anticipating that, getting ready for it. I'm already owning some cryptos. If it happens, you want to get in at some point. Why not get in on the golden cross and just hodl that thing and make some gains? Yes, I do have risk reward. I do want to point out to people that I'm not doing this without stop loss. There's stop losses down here. Okay, sometimes very large stop loss, but the risk reward is way up here for me. Okay, as an investor. And that's why it's never 100% certain we're going to go up or down. It's leaning bullish, and it keeps leaning bullish every single day, every week, every month. And okay, time to go up, rally. Let me check the comments here. Looks like we, okay. I don't see any. All right, let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum very quickly on the daily. Golden cross. So we're holding the support level. MACD histogram EMA open to the upside. Bullish. Good. Holding the support. We didn't quite test the 200 like we did in the past. But this is kind of turning into like an S&P 500 play. Style of chart. What do I mean by that? We have the support line right here on the downside. And we have the up top side resistance. It's only 2 points. That's a minimum 2 points. The support is stronger, but support low, support low, support low. Potential upside down head and shoulders, support balance breakout. Is that going to happen? Maybe. Where's our next level? Next level might be about 2164. Let me open some pivots. Yes, right here, 2164, maybe 2300. It's going to take some time though. And it's going to take some time for people to believe that this is going to go up, right? Opposite scenario, bearish, is we have huge red days and this loses the bottom. I'm going to close my long if that happens. If this starts perpetuating to the downside, and I'll try to pick up more Ethereum down here if we have a market crash. Binance Coin. Binance Coin on the daily. What am I saying on my notes earlier is that it is consolidating in the very short term in about the past month. Sometimes it's below the EMA. It's literally right at the averages. So it can go either way right now. See this? Almost like a sim triangle. Let me back out a little bit and look at the weekly. Let me look at the weekly here. Large consolidation play on this weekly for more clarity. You can see that's our mega target up there about the 500s. Zoom into here, right here. So it's not right at support. Because we've seen that when Binance Coin hits the support, you get big buyers. So somebody's very carefully watching this. Could be a market maker. But on the weekly, we could drop on Binance down to about 277 or below, like 250. And then we might have some big buyers try to scoop that up on the monthly chart. Weekly chart. Actually, a little bit of a down cross. Okay. So in the short term daily, this uptrend MACD bull histogram momentum is at a little bit jeopardy point in Binance Coin. If this drops down, then you can see the support really nailed down to about 270. So crypto's mixed right now. It is not looking like every single crypto is about to go up right now. For example, XRP, different story, XRP. What do we just have? So this is a beautiful example right here. I'm on a daily chart of XRP. I see this and I say, oh, great. We're starting to actually see, this is a good chart to study actually. Just turn everything off, pull up an XRP chart if you're a crypto trader, analyst, investor. Direction of trend. downtrend, sideways consolidation trend, uptrend, buy. Very simple. Very simple. Downtrend, you short. Sideways, maybe play a support play, buy. Uptrend, you buy the dips, buy, buy, buy. The last dip was literally an upside down head and shoulders. It doesn't get more obvious than that. Upside down head and shoulders with a neckline. I talked about this basically for 2 weeks. 12% to the upside, we hit that target. Second target would be 24% to the upside, which is our resistance, about 58 cents. I would love XRP to go to $58, but it's at 58 cents right now. All right, so if you can see, it's also support play. There's like 5 indicators flashing right now in my face. There's an ascending triangle. Okay, so we'll take it slow. There's an ascending triangle. That's a bullish pattern. There's an upside down head and shoulders off of support. Off of support. That's another sign. There is MACD histogram momentum to the upside. That's another bullish sign. There's a higher low on the RSI, almost oversold and probably oversold on the 4-hour chart. That's another up sign. On the weekly chart, this thing is open MACD. It's establishing a higher low. We have a bullish engulfing candle, another entry sign. So there's about 4 or 5 signs on XRP. This thing was about to pop to the upside. Now, the big question is, how far is it going to go up? How far is, because it's getting to that overbought zone. So we might get one pop-up shooting star, and then you might see day traders really attack that to the downside. They're waiting for this thing to get super overbought so they can short it down on futures. But it could be about 20% to 40% big long-term target. Let's get that on the chart. 64 cents. 75 cents. We'll love to see that again on XRP. It's been a very long time since we've seen those numbers. Fibonacci, the pandemic low. Here we go. Where is the 618? 78 cents. So that's a long-term target. I'm putting it way out here in like 2024. If we could keep this momentum up on XRP, it's going to be very good. But trying to play a breakout is dangerous, right? That's why I've been talking about it, to buy the dip, literally buy a support or potential setup. And then, you know, if it leans towards bullish, then I would enter that. I don't trade XRP as much myself because of its history here in the US, but it's got relisted on my exchange a while back. And it's in fair play now, and they won that lawsuit against the SEC. So XRP is like a fair play now in America again for some time. Okay, let's go to next one. Cardano. Find a better chart than this. Maybe use a KuCoin, get that price history way back there. Okay, this is why, perfect example, why you want to use good charts, because the whatever Poloniex one only went back to about here, but a KuCoin chart goes all the way back to 2020. You want to at least see pandemic low to pandemic high in the chart, or go even further back, like 5 years, to get all the data. So downtrend reversal. Now Cardano, it still broke out of, I'm on a daily chart right now. It broke out of its trend line, and now it's consolidating to the side. So as long as we can hold the support down here, this is what I'm talking about in a lot of charts, is if we can hold this, because this breakout is significant. It is significant. 1.5 years downtrend after a negative 92% drop. That's value down there. Now it retraced quite a bit, so it's only still negative 87% off, but that's still 80% off discount from the maximum high. This is why I don't FOMO as much in crypto. I wait for low areas, either the bottom area, what I think is the bottom area, or a confirmation of maybe we might have a reversal to the upside, which is what we have right now. Have a little bit of flip-flopping here. We have a head and shoulders bearish to support play, which is bullish. So traders, you know, kind of flip-flopping, because it's not just us on our emotions, it's the news. Every week, like last week, it's all debt ceiling drama for past 4 weeks in America. That's over now for 1.5 years, temporarily. okay, what's the next hurdle? What's the next problem? What's the next emergency we're looking at? Crypto regulations. Starting to gain steam. Now, somebody could interpret this as, yes, it is below the support level. The shorter term is it's right inside of that support level. But let's pretend this is the bearish case, right? So if it's basing along here, MACD histogram, and it hasn't quite popped up to the upside yet, right? Take some time. Once we have this little bullish MACD histogram bounces, 37% to the upside. This big one was 57%. So maybe it averaged about 40%, 40%, maybe 20 to 40%. So 45 cents, 40%, 52 cents. Two targets, very simple. And what's the stop loss right here for an example? If I just randomly bought this price right now, 10% to the downside, 20% to the upside, swing trade on risking 1 to 2% capital, and then just let it go with the stop loss. Put the stop loss in there, let it go. And if your exchange only has, or if a trader's exchange only has one order type, put the stop loss first, and then we put 2 alerts on the top side and try to sell on those alerts if it goes to the upside. If you have OCO orders, triple orders, one cancels the other, then you can put a target, profit target on the upside and a sell target on the downside. This is why I love TradingView. This is why I love TradingView. Okay. So I'm going to open our paper trading, and there's going to be some old random stuff in here. Disregard that. But what I'm trying to show is the opening the order panel. So what am I talking about here? If we open this up and we practice on an ADA USD, okay? This is very good practice for any beginners in here or just people who want to learn. You put the 10% stop loss down here. 20% target up here, and then you actually have to input that into the order panel on the right side. So I open this order panel on the right side. You got to turn off paper trading. You might have to reset the paper trading account, put in your commission settings, etc. But let's pretend we're going to open up a long here, and I'm going to just enter right now. So I'm looking to buy Cardano paper trading, and let's see. You can see the trade value down here. I'm gonna have to, let me just zoom this in like a lot. You can see the trading panel, right? The trade value with this many units is 5,000 USD, but let's kick that up higher just to get a good number, like maybe something like 10,000 USD, just to get some serious number in there. Just estimating right now. All right, so if we buy right now at the ask of 37.75 cents, basically 37 cents, now that's our entry. That's our yellow line entry. Okay, and we want to make, I like to make it yellow so I can see what's going on. And then stop loss, we calculated that already, 10% stop loss. So that would be a, actually, let me not do 10,000, let me do like 1,000, so it's easier on people's mind. If I do 10% of $1,000 position, that's $100 stop loss. Okay, $100 stop loss here. So 10% is not 10% of my whole account. It's 10% of the entry of the trade. Like how much money am I putting to the trade, right? It's not 10% of my whole account. That is more of an investment style, long term. Okay, so then I have the target up here, the profit target. So where's my stop loss? I have to input it. About 33.85. 0.3385 cents. Okay, where's my take profit level? 46 cents. 0.46 cents. Got to be a little careful with these crypto numbers. And then I want it good till canceled. So then this is the setup. This is my stop loss down here. It's my first take profit. If you're an investor, you can have this way higher, but just for practice. And then we're going to go ahead and buy. Okay, and it's kind of waiting around here. It's not exactly perfect. Might have to just kind of wait for it or adjust the price, because if it drops a little bit, right? This is kind of a cool thing. You can flip it short or long, but we're actually going long right now. So just leave that in there. But that's a good way to practice, right? Exactly what we're doing here. If I'm an investor, this is way higher, much longer term time frames. But having that triple order can make or break your trading life. Okay, or your account basically from going bankrupt. Now, next. I don't see any requests, so I'm just going to go down. Oh, you see. Oh, I see requests. Okay, hello with the stock request. What time is it right now? Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to do some requests. I see Casey request. Hello. Let's do these requests. These are stock requests from Casey on TradingView. I just saw this right now. So let me see IBM. I did NASDAQ in the way beginning, if you want to check that out. I always do NASDAQ in the beginning of the stream, like 10 minutes in. IBM. All right. All right, I might not be able to do all 4 requests, but let's check this out. So IBM is a basic computer-based, the original computer company a long time ago. I'm looking on triple view right now. Daily, weekly, and then monthly. It is in the NYSE, but it's basically a tech stock. So this thing is inching its way up. Let's draw a trend line right now. Draw a trend line. It's at support, so it's got that going for it on the chart. If you look at daily, weekly, and monthly, it might be kind of hard to see, but I'm talking about it's right at support level. And we zoom in on the daily chart. A little bit of a nice upside down head and shoulders and a little bit of bullish momentum you could see. So this is actually a real setup. I like this support play because you can see the MACD histogram is going up, RSI going up. This was double bottom. It's at a W right now, so it's not quite the bottom, but if it's going to be a W play, double bottom, it should continue to go 8% to the upside if all conditions are clear. This is our target up here. I'm putting it in blue, big blue, so you can see that. So I'm putting big green, so you can see that. That's the target. Now, where was your entry? 127, no, 133. 133. Stop loss, 127. 13. Profit level, 143. Okay, not quite a 2-to-1, but it's, you know, this stop loss could shrink probably just to make it 2-to-1 for the sake of that. But, you know, because there is a little bit of support here, the immediate gap support and resistance. There is all of this little this in the yellow was that gap support. We broke out of that. Now, I do want to point out, though, that this rally could have just been a copy algorithm of NVIDIA AMD rally. So you want to watch out for that. If all tech stocks start selling off for whatever reasons this week, you might see a little bit of resistance here in the sell level 2 here on IBM. However, if it's not correlated and the rest of the market goes up, and let's say this stock goes up, but NVIDIA, AMD comes down, Tesla comes down, then it's really a non-issue. Just kind of want to watch out for that, just in case. Because for me, if I was to play IBM, I would have entered down here, like right here at 123, and then you're already in the profit, and then I would move my stop loss. So I'm just saying, not trying to push this trade in somebody like that, but I'm saying just as educational, when I see a double bottom, probably gonna buy that down here. You could play a breakout here, but then it's getting that ending part, or you're trying to get this last consolidation uptrend right here, which is totally fine too. But I like to get it earlier, and that's why I became no FOMO charts. Like my style, some people, when they see my charts, are like, what is this guy talking about? But I'm getting in deep value. So just gonna put that out there. This is a nice chart though, because if you zoom out as an investor, let's go to a weekly chart. Like I still like this play. There's plenty of room to go up. This last large leg up took about 60 days, 2 months. So if somebody's going to hold it for that long, then it might hit that topside target. So just being close enough to that trade, it just literally broke out of here just 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. So it's still relatively early if we're talking about long-term play. So hopefully the trade works out in your favor. Now on a monthly chart as well, bouncing off of that support, and we're having one green month bar. So hopefully for another month or two. Yes, what I'm talking about on the NVDA and tech stocks like that are going to be the consolidation. Let me just flip to it. You see NVIDIA gapped up this far. AMD gapped up. You know, TSM even gapped up. Taiwan Semiconductor. SMH gapped up as well. Compare NASDAQ breaking out. So just in case if this happens to keep going and then pull back on you, just want to be aware of that on the NASDAQ side. But it's still in the up cross. On the weekly on QQQ, like I said, there's a hanging man, but we don't have a that could be a problem. So it's like kind of yellow light in the short term. And then we have this, there's no shooting star yet. So I'm not completely worried about it at this second in time. All right, let me just take a, I'm curious to see what else are you looking at? AEHR. These are Casey's requests here. Okay, so all three of these long entries, these are all breakout plays. AMPH, ALSN. Let me look at a weekly for you. And I'm curious, Casey, are you able to tell me like how long are you holding it? Like how long are you trying to invest in these, or are you trying to trade these for just like a week or a month? Because that would kind of change the perspective a little bit. Like, are you trying to day trade these for a day? Or trying to swing trade for a week or a month? Or you're trying to hold this for a year? I think you told me you're a swing trader, but a little bit more clarity would help. I'll just do TA now. I won't really do the risk reward part, but let's start with AEHR because I'm interested in this. It's a weekly. It's already breaking out to its all-time highs right now. All-time highs on this chart. So for me, you know, it's really not quite even overbought. So this could keep going a little bit more. And I'm sure other people are eyeing this because it had a breakout back test, and it's literally about, if it's going to blast off, like it might blast off soon. Because we have on the weekly, you might have to wait for it. MACD histogram to the upside. It's not even quite up here yet with now, you know, like reversal signal or anything like that. So this could keep going. I'll just say it like that. This could keep going. And it is a ascending triangle. So this is a bullish setup on the weekly. The target could be a whopping perhaps 250%. So now I understand a little bit more why maybe people are interested in this. Up here, the target's about $90. Could also use a Fibonacci extension, and I have to, this should be going up. Fibonacci extension goes up. So 618 could be at $47, and then the big 22618 and the three targets are up here as well. Let's see what else we got here. ALSM. Few weeks. Okay, I see. So yes, hopefully all these go bullish in the few weeks for you. Here, ALSN, very interesting chart. Okay, so it's just bouncing off that support, and there was a symmetrical triangle breakout with the retest. Here, 50% to 100% to the breakout. 50, $62. If this goes 100%, this goes $84 up here. And the support level is 40, because that's the old breakout spot. Although it is a little bit concerned, maybe, hopefully this doesn't turn into head and shoulders right here and lose momentum, but it's not in the overbought area. So hopefully this can still run for you to the upside. AMPH. Okay. Now biotech is pharmaceuticals. I used to play these a lot as a day trader, and just want to caution people, it's very volatile. Biotech's volatile. That's why it exists as stock market. Like traders trade this thing a lot. So it looks like somebody already played this. This look like 618 bounce. Yep. 618 and full retrace. Now it's right at a resistance level and just try to break out of that high. I would caution just to be a little bit weary about this one. This one looks a little bit riskier than the other charts because we already had this higher low. It's trying to find its higher high. Once it does, it should pull back though, because this RSI, it looks like it wants to pop up one more time, and then you get the bearish divergence to the downside, maybe, right? High, low. So, okay, higher high, and then pull back down. So hopefully you're able to catch that. I'm just saying, just for educational wise, because I'm not just trying to be a yes man here on live stream. It's really calling out, what do I see? So we do see higher low pullback. Even on this little mini Fibonacci was another 50% retrace. So here, if someone's looking bullish, we have to extend this out to the upside and say, okay, maybe $66 or $56. Usually the 1272, if it's able to break the 1272, it should rally to the 618 and maybe a 2 retrace before coming down. Also, we can throw up some pivots to see. You could also see like, the next resistance somewhere here in this 53 range. Just trying to catch that. It is uptrending, however. It's just a matter of how high can it go? How high can it go? Educational wise, if I saw this setup maybe a little bit earlier, this was interesting how this basing is the market low, right? This is October to November, December. Someone played that 618 double bottom bounce, and then boom, they're up to the upside. A lot of like hedge funds, algorithms play biotech companies. This looks like some fundamental news as well. But on the charts, there was that MACD momentum. There's a zero cross actually. So that could be another, if someone's trying to find stocks, these are some ideas I'm just throwing out there. Support play, MACD histogram, zero cross, double bottom. Manual charting works as well if somebody's looking at it, but I generally like to get in earlier. But like, for example, and just to close this out, Casey, hopefully all your trades work out for you, and hopefully a stop loss just in case there's an emergency for whatever reason, if tech stocks start crashing or something like that. But Palantir, for example, right? This is that old like Coinbase play that I'm talking about. ARK Investments, upside down head and shoulders. We're already starting to see this doji forming on the weekly on Palantir. So as soon as we get that big, the big bearish engulfing candle, then we know there's a problem here. We're already seeing doji. That's a problem. It's in the RSI overbought zone, but the target should have been 50 to 100%. Did we get 52? Almost exactly on the dot. Where's the next target? Should have been like 101%. So right under 20. It didn't quite get there, however. Pull the gaps. And not quite showing up there, but let's see the pivots. It's in an empty spot. Use my fib on the close. Let's see if we could put on the close. That makes more sense to me, what they're trying to do here. The monthly just started. So again, once it gets kind of extreme like this, start wanting to take some profit. But it's starting to golden cross, so we could crash all the way significantly back down to like $10. Just a matter of how hard are the shorts going to attack this thing to the downside. All right. Okay, looks like I went overtime here, and I pretty much covered a lot here. So I think we'll just call it here for the end of the stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching today's stream. No formal charts, live stream, stocks, crypto TA with some requests. If anyone requests anything, I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch. We have a Twitter group as well. I might put the watch list on the Twitter this week, and if I have time, I'll publish some charts this week if I have time. So thank you so much for watching. Happy trading, and hopefully the risk reward moves into your favor this week. All right. See you next time. Most likely I'll be back probably June 11 or June 12th. Most likely. Late June 11 or June 12th. All right. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.